Cody said on Monday Night Raw, he got Rock, gave him the receipt, using the wrestling term, slapped him back on SmackDown. Which brings me to this question, Jay Hood. Is Rock versus Cody more interesting than Rock versus Roman? Because, I mean, Rock versus Roman was supposedly the reason that The Rock came back, to have this match at WrestleMania. They end up having to pivot. Now you have this tag match. And now WWE reportedly excited because Rock's going to be around and maybe come back and eventually have this Rock versus Roman match. However, with the storytelling currently going on, is Rock versus Cody more interesting than Rock versus Roman?
As we sit here today on the precipice of WrestleMania, Rock versus Cody is a more interesting match for me as we sit here today. And the reason why is because of those two going back and forth on social media and face-to-face. So when you see Cody being able to rise up and be able to slap The Rock, I mean, the slap heard around the world. Holy cow. We knew that Cody Rhodes gets emotional when you mention his dad, but when you had The Rock saying that you're pretty much illegitimate or you were a mistake, you weren't supposed to be here because Tel Rhodes is younger than you and Dustin Rhodes is 12 to 15 years older than you. You were a mistake. Dusty made a mistake. You weren't supposed to be here. I mean, there's a reason to be able to do this, right? In a big slap. So for me, Rock, there's more money for me into Cody versus Rock, because of how they've been going back and forth. Now, Rock versus Roman, I think, as you mentioned, eventually we're going to get that match anyway. That'll be the blow-off, I think, for Rock, possibly in his career. Mm-hmm. If that's the last match, that's a great way to go out, to put Roman over, or however that's going to go. I think that because Rock is going to be 52 by the time that match happens, I think that that's a good way for Rock to go out. But the money to me is Rock against Cody. I mean, anytime that you have one guy that has a 21-minute promo, 21-minute promo with the palm trees swaying in the backdrop, right? The Rock, 15 minutes initially. There's I'm going to add another.
You know what? That's not good enough. I need more.
How about another 6? How about that? And then go after, and then again, just verbally, just eviscerate Cody and Dave LaGreca and everybody and Seth Rollins. It's like, oh my God. And then for Cody to be able to fire back. So I think that that's the money right there for me.
Yeah, I'm 100% there with you. And that's not to say that Rock versus Roman isn't interesting, because it is. Like, it's bridging the gap. Anytime they've done these, it's almost taking these generational bouts that they've done, and Rock has always seemingly been involved with, at least in the last 20 years, like when they did Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and then they did Rock versus Cena, and now Rock versus Roman. Like, whenever they've done those, they've done a good job of telling a story and it's become interesting. This takes it to another level because it's family, right? It's an actual, they're actually related, and that's what kind of makes it a little bit more fun. So that's certainly still interesting, but they're doing a better job telling Rock versus Cody. Those are the two going toe-to-toe each and every week. Somehow Roman, I guess it shouldn't be that shocking because, talk about star power. I mean, this is one of the biggest movie stars in the world. He's got charisma just oozing out of his pores. Like, it's not shocking that Rock is overshadowing Roman. But Rock versus Cody has been where all the money's been made. For me, like that, those are the ones that are really building up WrestleMania 40. And that's the more interesting match. Like, that's the one I want to see, Rock versus Cody, because that's what we've built up more. It would have been, if we could have foreseen all of this coming, it would have been maybe interesting if Rock took the title off of Roman and then Cody beat Rock, or doing something like that. But I mean, those two have been the ones doing the heavy lifting of the story. I mean, Seth has been involved in the periphery, Roman's been involved in the periphery, but to me, Rock versus Cody have been the two biggest stars in WWE on this run to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're only going to get one of those matches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think we get both. Because, I mean, so what? We think... I've been trying to figure out how night one is going to end. Is Rock going to turn on Roman? Or is the Bloodline going to win?
Rock will be the reason why Roman loses the championship, I think. Yeah. Now, we're still a few weeks away before we have our official predictions, but I have... The way that The Rock keeps looking at Roman, or vice versa, actually, because Roman is so insecure. He's always been that anyway. It's part of his character to be insecure. I am, on the top of the mountain in WWE. I'm the guy, but yet I still feel insecure. In Glendale, Arizona, there was Roman Reigns having to ask Rock, "Hey, Rock, can you just say that you acknowledge me as a tribal chief?" I mean, it's The Rock. You really need him to do that for you? You were so insecure because you kept asking Glendale, "Acknowledge me," and they're booing him. Like he hadn't had that in a while. He's been all over this world. "Acknowledge me." Cheers, right? Glendale,
Yep.
not so much. Yeah. So Rock, hey, by the way, can you do me a favor? Could you acknowledge me? You do that for me? I acknowledge you as a tribal chief. And then even still with that game, even still with that, Roman's still not sure. He still is not sure that his cousin won't turn on him. And so I believe that at some point there'll be a disconnect where Rock costs Roman the championship because of outside interference, because this is all going to be a mess. Night 2 of WrestleMania is going to be a mess.
Oh,
It's
yes.
going to be wonderful. Like, here comes Appa, here comes Sika, here comes Tamina Snuka from catering. Here comes, guys from New Japan that are Samoan coming in. It's going to be crazy.